G'day, it's Lucia. Welcome to my art channel and thank you for being here. Now, the last 2 weeks you've seen me try to do the wreath with the flower in the centre. The first one worked out better than I thought, even though it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. The second one was a mishmash, did not work at all. In fact, I'm going to use it as a background to some embellishing. I thought I'd give it one more go and try and get what's in my head on the canvas. Sometimes that is extremely hard, believe you me. So let's see what we can create today. So I'm using a 30 centimetre round canvas as I did before. This is the Makr brand. The pillow paint that I'm using today is British Paints Low Sheen Caribbean Bliss. Now, I haven't used this for a while, so hopefully I can get it open for starters. And second of all, no, I'm struggling, so bear with me a sec while I try and get this open. It's okay, we got it. It's amazing what hot water does. Now, the other problem I have with it is that it might not have enough. Might not have enough paint. So let's see if we've got enough, because I don't want a floating pillow. There's water everywhere. Just get rid of those gunkies, which caused me not to open the jar. Okay. Beautiful colour this is. I've used it for my tropical blooms because it is such a pretty colour. And that's what it looks like. Isn't she pretty? So that's what I'm going to use as my pillow paint. So British Paints Low Sheen, what did I say? Caribbean Bliss. Hopefully there's enough there. I'll have to get some more of this one. Now, as I said, I don't want too much on. It's a little bit thick, actually. I don't want too much of it on. I'm going to spread that out a bit. Looks like there's some goobies in that. Let me pick them out straight away so we don't have any problems. What did I do with my... Oh, right in front of my ovals. Let's get rid of all those goobies. Ugh. That's one. There's bubbles. That's another gooby. I'm sure there was another one there. I might need some more. Let's pour some more on the edge there. Might just have enough, maybe. Lots of bubbles in that. Might spread it out with my palette knife just to get it to the edge. Now, I don't want a floating pillow because every time I do a floating pillow, it just doesn't work for me. The last time it didn't work for me, not because of the pillow. The pillow was actually good in the last one. Now, I'll give that a bit of a torch. Torch at your own risk because it's toxic to torch house paint. In this case, it's very full of bubbles, so I just want to quickly get rid of as many as I can. All right. Whew. And you can smell the toxicity of that, especially seeing I'm next to the heater and I've got a vent just above my head. So you can smell it even more. So it's at your own risk. I can't stop popping the bubbles. All right. Hopefully there's enough there to let it move a little bit. Doesn't have to move a lot. Okay. Now, the colours. For the vine, I want to use just greens and yellow. So this time I'm using a few custom colours that I created last night. These are absolutely gorgeous. This one is Harry and Wilma Interference Colour Shift, which has got a gold colour shift mixed with Liquitex Phthalo Green, and that has given it that beautiful shimmer and that colour shift of gold to green. She's absolutely gorgeous. So that's one colour. Then I've got Harry and Wilma Brilliant Green. This is a pigment. She's a really pretty colour too, and she's got like a silvery tone to it. Now that's mixed, that hasn't got anything mixed in it, it's just plain pigment. Then I've got TLP Lemon Sorbet. It's one of my favourites. Look, TLP's got quite a lot of favourites of mine, to be honest. I love the shimmer in their pigments. What else? And finally, Pebeo, my all-time favourite of Pebeo, Iridescent Yellow Green. Now, I haven't got very much of this one left, so just enough. I hope I've got just enough to just do the leaves. Now, what I'm going to do this time with the wreath is, rather than put a full circle around, I'm going to do a half circle first, blow that out and see if that works the way I want it. Then I'll come around and do the other half and see if that works. It may not work, it might fail again, but we won't know until we try. I'll come back with the colours I'll use for the bloom in the centre and cell activators. What am I going to use? I used to, could use that. Trying to decide whether I want to use black oxide, which maybe I will, or Payne's grey, which I haven't used for ages. Matisse gold and white. Oh, this time I'm going to stir the white, not leave it separated. So let's see what we can create. I may need some extra paint around the sides, but I've got a little tiny bit left that I can add. We'll see how she goes. All right, let's see if we can create what I want with this. I'm not going to measure it this time. I'm just going to do it by eye. Probably about there, like so. And I'm going, it's probably not very straight, but anyway. Love this colour, it's gorgeous. All right, so I'm going to do half, blow it out, and then I'll come back and do the other half and see if it works the way I've got it in my head. It's driving me insane, I tell you. Isn't she beautiful, this gold shimmer to it? Okay. and lime green, or the green yellow from Pebeo. All right, now, now, yep, that's okay. I know what I'm doing. Really, I do. Get these ready. I'll give them a stir quickly. That's for the gold, that's for the white, and that's for the black. Okay. A little bit of the gold. And not too much of the gold, primarily because that takes a little bit longer to sink. So that's probably plenty. I'm going to mix the white to make sure it's mixed thoroughly before I add it. And again, it won't be a lot of white. I prefer the black more. Just a little bit. All right, now let's see if I can blow this without blowing half the pillow paint out. Oh. Not doing what I want. Better though. Is better. Much, much better. Oops. Put half the pillow paint like that. Heaps better, heaps better. All right, basically that's what I wanted. So let's see if I can get the other half done now and see if that works. That side is much better than that side, but again, it's not bad. I'm not going to complain about that. That's more along the what I was going for. Now I just need to, I might spin that and see if it'll go out a little bit. Just stick that in the center. I think it's about a little bit more this way. This is a little bit crooked anyway, so it's not going to be perfect. I just want to spin that out a little bit. The mask falling into that. Okay. I might have to put a little bit of this just around the sides there to make it move just a fraction. And along here. That side looks like it's moving more than this side. right. There's some goobies in that for sure. All right, let's see. Give that a spin. It's coming out this side, so I'm going to have to move it off center because my spinner is not very straight. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to move it this way a little bit. So it's come off the side there, so I need to move it that way. It's all right, just a little off center. That looks really good. So much more what I wanted. Not 100%, but it's about 95%, so I'm pretty happy with that. Love those cells, aren't they gorgeous? And there. Because remember, this is just the wreath or the vine for the centerpiece. Now, probably because there wasn't enough around the side, but there was a lot there, it was a little bit harder to blow out in some spots, and I kept coming over it with the pillow, but that's okay. We're getting there. That's the main thing. One more spin, and then I'll start with the flower in the center. Now the flower in the center I don't want too big, so I'm going to have to make sure I put only a little bit of paint in there, which is a bit hard for me because I can't restrain myself when it comes to the paint, but we'll see. All right, that's as good as I'm going to get that, I think. I'm going to just pop it back in the center, and I'm thinking that that is probably going to be the top. That way. Alrighty, so now the colours for the flower in the centre. Now it's not going to probably come out as a hibiscus, and that's fine, I don't care. I just want a little flower bloom in the centre. The colours I want to use, I've got to make sure. That one, I might pop that on the top. That one in the centre. And the rest are all, so I put 1, 2, those two there, and those two there. All right, so the colours, hope they turn out nice. Harry and Wilma Passion Purple. Isn't she gorgeous? I love this colour. She's such a beautiful colour. And that's as is, that's the pigment. This one is Harry and Wilma Peachy Pink. Another beautiful colour. Isn't she gorgeous? She reminds me a bit of the Deco Art Shimmery Pink, I think it's called. That's what it reminds me of. Which is good because I don't have any of that left. Now this one's a custom. This one is Harry and Wilma Iridescent colour shift, which is that gold colour shift that I had before, that in the green, and I've mixed it with Atelier Perinone orange. Isn't she gorgeous? Just beautiful. And goldy, nice gorgeous goldy orange. Then the Harry and Wilma golden green that I've used in the past. Got a little bit left of that one, so I'll probably use that all up today. Followed by TLP Iridescent Honeycomb. She's beautiful. And finally, This one is Harry and Wilma Iridescent Colour Shift, so it's a gold colour shift, mixed with Makr Waratah Red. And Makr's an Aussie colour, an Aussie brand. And isn't she gorgeous? She's not quite orange, not quite red. She's sort of an in-between. She's just beautiful. And with that shimmery gold. So, don't know what they're going to come out like, but we'll give it a go and we'll see. Now, as I said, I don't want to put too much in, primarily because I don't want it to get too big. Okay, because I do want the vine to be seen. Could have gone a little bit bigger with the bloom, but I was really concerned that it was going to push the vine off altogether. But it's not bad. It's not bad. We're getting there. At least it's what's in my head. It's just that in my head the flower was a little bit bigger, and these were right up to the edge. But the way they are now is perfect. I like that. That one's gone off the edge there a little bit, which is not what I had intended there, but that's okay. I like the way those are. These could have been a little bit further out that way. You can't see the purple and the pink as much, only little specks of it. I was hoping I'd see a bit more purple, a bit more pink. It's very orangey and very red. Very orangey, actually. Even the red looks very orangey. But look, pretty nonetheless. Yeah, I think that needed to be a little bit bigger. I could add a couple of little ones, but you know, I don't want to wreck it, that's the only thing. I'm not sure whether I should put another one there, like a little tiny one, and a little tiny one there maybe, and make it like a triple bloom. I could do that. And there's nothing stopping me really. I could do that and maybe make it a bit more purple and a bit more pink on the sides. Just to, so where would I want it? Let me see. Definitely over here. Just a small one. Now it's going to, because it's right on the edge there, I probably should have put it a little bit closer. I'm not going to put all the colours on that one. I might just go, that's plenty. That's more than enough actually. And maybe one of the oranges, maybe this one. I like this one. Okay, now that's a lot of paint again. So I'm thinking it's probably going to go off the edge, but we'll see. Okay, I'm liking that. I'll do another one on the other side, and then once I've done it there, then I'll give it a quick little spin, and hopefully, because there's not a lot of paint on there, it won't spread out too far. But I'm liking that. Okay, let's try that again. Maybe not too much this time. She says that she has more. Okay. All right, I like that. I could have gone a little bit bigger with the with each of the flowers, but I think I'm happy with that. I want the vine to stand out as well. I didn't want it to hide. So what I could do is, with my fork, I like the that sort of look. Just a little bit of movement in the centre. I don't want the outside to have any movement, I don't think. I think I'm happy with the way it is. Yeah. All right, I'll bring you down. I think that's it. Give it one more spin just to make sure that the paint is not pulled in the centre, because I don't want it to crack. My little miniature triple blooms. All right, I'll bring you down. Okay, here she is in her full glory. Not bad. The concept that I had in my head, I think I managed to do that well this time. There is still some work that needs to be done. I think the bloom in the centre should have been a little bit bigger, but I was a little bit apprehensive because I didn't want it to blow off the vine. The vine was not bad, not bad. Not exactly, well, it was, the concept was correct, but I could have done it a little bit better. So, but look at those cells, aren't they gorgeous? And, you know, I couldn't help myself. I had to put the fork texture on the outside as well to give it movement. And I'm happy with that. It doesn't matter. Even if it leaves an imprint, which I think it will because the paint is a little bit thick there, I'm not fussed because I kind of like that textured look. The actual blooms aren't bad. These ones, not too bad, the little ones. Lots of beautiful cells. But yeah, they could have been done better. Even though that could have been done a little bit bigger, it could have actually, even the centre, I'm just not 100% happy with those. But look, the colours are absolutely gorgeous. Look at the shimmer in those colours. They're just gorgeous. I love the shimmer. I love the cells on the vine. I think they're pretty cool. I think, like I said, the blooms could have been done a little bit better. But yeah, at least now I'm happy that I'm on the right path. And by splitting the circle, the vine, I think it made it easier to blow out the way I wanted them to be blown out. So look, I'm happy with that. I'm just hoping it doesn't crack because it is quite thick around the edges. I think the paint was a bit thick. But look, I'm happy with that overall. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. And hit that bell so you can be notified when I upload the next video. In the meantime, folks, I think I've managed to get what I want for the time being. Might try something different next week. In the meantime, guys, have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Bye.